Welcome back to the World Weightlifting Championships. We're on the final day here. The super heavyweights, the women's, we're at the halfway stage, and there's the most super of them all. That is Katerina of Russia, who we expect to come in at, if she once again sticks to her posted opener, 185 kilograms. And the world record, 192. Now, having just broken the world record in the snatch and taken it to 155, well, we've done some quick mathematics here, and even if Katerina were to come in and do 180, which is down on her opener, she'd get the world record total. Extend that to 335. She comes in at 185, of course, you go up to 340, and if she were to actually do the clean and jerk record, which is what she's here for as well, my goodness, she could demolish everything. So we're about to start the second half of the women's super heavyweights here in Kazakhstan at the World Weightlifting Championships. And the first lifter out is Khurshudyan of Armenia, 130 kilograms on the bar, if there isn't any changes. The only other woman who is close to there is Lysenko, though Ayani has just brought her start down to 132, same as Perez of Venezuela, but no. The Armenians are sticking to a game plan, and an Olympic medalist from London, Khurshudyan, came in third at the London Olympics. Clean and jerked 166 that day. It's coming in at 130. So she's way down from where she was 2 years ago. But she's doing this for the team. Trying to get some points for the Armenian team to get as many lifters as possible to Rio. So we're expecting this to be easy to guarantee a total.
Oh, easy it was. Unbelievable how she placed third at the Olympic Games in this weight category. These weights right now are nowhere near what's necessary to be in contention for a medal. I know she's a long way down on her best. Maybe worth considering dropping down to the lighter category. It's possible, it's doable, and she would be in contention there. Yeah, 166 is the best that she's ever done.
Yes, just after the Olympics, of course, she did go off and get married and was flirting with retirement, but just finding her way back in now. The Ukrainian girl, Lysenko, 130 her opener, great leg power there, and good power jerk overhead, very strong indeed. There's lots more there. Now, did her coaches bring her right down from her? Yes, they did. Her personal best is 141, having had big time nerves in the snatch and failed her first two. She's only a junior. The coaches thought they'd get one easy one in here.
Oh, just hardly moved underneath the bar. Really tremendous leg power driving the bar up nice and high. You're going to have to suspect that with their heavier weight, she's going to have to drop a little lower in this receiving position on the jerk. That bar just flew.
Ayani of Romania, 132. 108 in the snatch.
Well, sign that the warm-up has not been going to plan. Had a opening weight as 135. She's dropped it 3 kilos. It's tricky when you're in the warm-up room and you leave your last couple of lifts till the last minute, which you really have to do, to then realise that, hang on a minute, I'm struggling. You can only lower your weight to whatever is on the platform at the time. You can't go below the weight that is on the platform. It's a rising bar.
Yes, so you'd best get in early if things aren't going well backstage. And, it looks like she's walking around a little gingerly there, Novalova, but It is all about conserving energy, isn't it? You don't want to be running around talking, burning calories. Every single ounce of energy has to be focused into that explosion.
That's right, just the movement off the bar will be slow and controlled, just to allow the athlete to recover fully. Everything has to be pure explosion, pure power on the platform.
Yes, you have heard, no doubt, stories as I of some of the male super heavyweights, especially in the old Soviet era, literally doing no more than a few steps here or there. There'd be little golf carts organised and to drive them from wherever, from the food hall back to their bed, just to conserve energy at all costs. And well, I know that you used to conserve a lot of energy, Michaela, but things have changed since then. Running a marathon soon, aren't you?
Yeah, it's going to be a different kind of challenge. I'm just trying to show that it's possible to train the body in different ways, raising money for David Henry's charity, 21st Century Legacy. So if you want to sponsor me, check out my Twitter page, @MichaelaBreeze. There's links there to how to support the charity. But a marathon, wow. I think this might be one challenge too far.
You're mad. So, can she get her head in the right space here? Ayana, 1:32, and that looks so much easier. And it's a good start if you get under the bar in the clean, of course.
Yeah, that was a much better lift. Just collapsing on the clean on the first attempt. Second attempt, making no mistakes. The coach is saying, come on, we can do more than this. Good strong back.
Just out of interest then, did you actually do much running as a weightlifter? A little sprinting, perhaps?
No. I didn't do anything, to be honest. No running. Did some plyometrics, jumping, explosive jumping, but never running unless I was late for a meeting or something. So no, this has come about simply since I retired. I wanted to shift the heavy legs and glutes, try and stay in some kind of shape. I think a 10K I can manage, half marathon just about, and a marathon, wow. I am questioning what I was thinking, but hey, it's for a good cause. I'm only doing this to try and raise lots of money for a good charity.
Don't get carried away at the start. Walk the first half is my advice. Well,
yeah.
The jury's getting involved here. This is interesting.
Not sure what's gone on. One of the technical officials has taken over one of the athletes' scorecards to the jury. They're obviously discussing something where a coach has chosen a weight. Looks like Perez Reveron has been timed out, and I think by the looks of it they were saying no, she's up to her weight. So I'm not sure what's happening here.
Well, she's come back onto the warm-up platform. Perez Reveron, having appeared to not come out for a lift at 132. Now there's some officials flapping around, so she's dropped the bar down just to get another lift in to keep her sharp.
She's got 125 on the bar, didn't do the collars up. You can see the weights moving. Not sure what's happened. Obviously she's chosen 132. Whether or not the coaches failed to get her to the platform in time, once the athlete has been called, the clock starts running. Ooh.
Well, you can hear first attempt for Shimamoto of Japan. She had 133 posted.
It would appear that Perez Reveron has increased her second attempt then to 133, if the bar is at this already.
Well, the scoreboard has just flashed up that Perez Reveron has not taken an attempt now, and 135 is her opener. We'll have to wait and see. 133 for Shimamoto of Japan. This will take her up to a total of 243 and into 5th place overall. Remember, the B group lifters were very solid earlier.
Oh, slow off the floor. Good overhead. Say slow off the floor. Really failed to get the explosion through the second phase of the lift. Needs to be much more aggressive if she's going to succeed with much more weight.
So 243 her total. The best of the B groupers is Abbas of Egypt with 247.
Good drive to arm's length, splitting the feet evenly forwards and backwards. See here the weight 50-50 on both legs. recover front foot first. That keeps the back in a safe position. An athlete that recovers back foot all the way will end up arching the lower back. That's how it should be done. Well, there's obviously some confusion with Perez Reveron. The coaches have argued the case with the technical controllers, and whatever decision was made has been overturned. This is now her first attempt.
To be fair to her, she initially posted 135 earlier today, so perhaps there was some confusion and it got loaded in at 132 because it's been sitting at 132 for a while now, and maybe the Venezuelan coaches came up and said, hey, no, sorry, you've just input it in incorrectly, and we always plan to come out at 135. Anyway, it's caused her a bit of a headache, but she's still got 3 lifts. That's the important bit. So Perez Reveron will perhaps be a little annoyed, but perhaps she can channel that frustration.
Well, these athletes are experienced. They should be able to deal with these frustrations. Yes, they're annoying. Yes, they can be a bit off-putting, but hey, it's made, it's happened. Put it behind you, move on and refocus. And they should be experienced enough to do that. She's just done a 125 as well, remember, in the warm-up room. So if that was her last warm-up attempt, this is quite a big jump. 125 out on 135.
Asegura el clean, potente y rápido, velocidad en el clean. Ahí, tranquilita.
Strong enough clean.
Con la pierna allá atrás. Empuja fuerte con la pierna allá atrás. Ahí.
Really solid overhead. Well, she's in the competition safely. She has a total. That was 135, personal best of 142. I'm sure we're going to see her get somewhat closer to that on her next attempt.
So 135 is a success. That added to her snatch, where I'm afraid she didn't do so well, failing at 110 twice, only 103 there. So only brings her up to a total of 238. She's got a big clean and jerk, her PB 142. It'd be good to see her do an assault on that. And, maybe get up close towards the top 5 in the clean and jerk. Now, Kusudyan comes in for her second, 136. As we said, she got married after the London Olympics, took total time off the sport, didn't lift a weight for 18 months, and then got back in the gym and started again. 166 she did back in London. You can see the technique still there.
Oh, lacking leg strength. Did well to stand. Ooh, dodgy arms. I don't know if she's going to get that.
Little soft.
Her left elbow looked a bit soft to me. She's smiling. Sneaky glance up to the scoreboard. I don't believe she's got that. Neither does she.
Yes, I mean, that's where it's starting to get into a grey area here, or maybe it's not a grey area at all. Let's have a look on the left arm in particular.
Nice and slow press out. Make it make it discreet at least. That smile, she knew it was a press out.
Yes, well, the jury haven't stepped in. It was only one red light, so it will stand as a good lift. And I'm not sure we'll see her again, actually. Now the Ukrainian, a big confidence building 130, now up to 136, and solid.
Solid. She's obviously got some issues dropping into a deeper position. Well, she doesn't need to. She's clearly strong enough to nail these weights overhead, but it just doesn't look to even challenge her. So questioning why she's not pushing heavier. Maybe she's limited by how much she is able to clean.
Moving up on the bar, 138 kilograms, second attempt.
And if she's going to drop in to a big squat jerk on her third and final, it'll be a real balancing act. Next out is Mami Shimamoto on her second. She's gone up to 138. She's done 147 at her best, so still well down on that.
Well, that's a good lift. To work hard on the clean. It was worth it in the end, 138.
So 3 white lights, and actually we're still not up to the weight she opened with in the Paris World Championships. 140, 144, then 147 back in 2011. She has had some injury problems though. So 2 out of 2 so far. Ayani, third and final, big jump up here. 7 kilos up, 139.
Oof.
Too big a jump.
Well, again, psychological problems here, as we saw on the snatch. Not believing she's capable of it. That's a shame. Clean, that's the hard bit done. That's where normally an athlete would bottle it. All she's got to do here is move her feet. Doesn't want it.
Well, Khashoggian coming out for a third and final, and if she does it, it'd be 6 out of 6 lifts.
It is so hard, you know, to make a comeback having been out of the sport for so long. Strength is where she's lacking at the moment, but it's good to see her back on the international stage. Can she stand?
And smiles to the referees and jury. She has been around on the international stage for quite a number of years before a short period of retirement, so it knows a lot of faces out there who are pulling for her to do it, but she just doesn't have the leg power. The technique is still spot on. The medalist from the London Olympics, bronze medal that day, 166 in the clean and jerk that day. But so far down on that, but perhaps a comeback for Rio. Novalova just looking a little distressed there. I'm not sure quite why, because she's expected to come in at 145, and well, the warm-up just begins for Tatiana Katerina, who is just mucking around there with a lightweight to start the warm-up, because she's expected in last, and will certainly be in last. Surely Meng's gonna come in at 178, and then Katerina will come in at 185. That's what we've got her down at the moment. And that'll instantly give her a total world record, having destroyed the snatch world record. Now, let's turn our focus back to Perez Rivero, who's coming for 140 as her second. And she dominated 135, looked very strong. This is now just 2 kilos down on her personal best. She certainly pulled it high enough.
Oh, really good. Really good overhead. No problems at all with the elbow lock.
3 white lights, good solid lifting. 243 her total now. But sadly, because of that weak snatch, she is struggling for a good total, but she's put herself up into contention now in the clean and jerk. But we still have a number just to join in, so very unlikely she'll be getting anywhere near the medals. The medals will be decided at 165, maybe even 170 kilos plus. And Shimamoto for 140 in her comeback World Championships.
Oh, a little short on the drive. Softer in the elbows this time, but I'm pretty sure she'll get that.
Yeah, and more smiles from an athlete coming back. And like Khashoggian, she is 27 years old. Was really in good form in the World Champs the year before the Olympics. Had some injury problems. Did compete at the Olympics, Shimamoto, and then has had some time out since then. We discussed this earlier, Michaela. The optimum age of a weightlifter, well, I guess is when you're at your strongest, but it seems to be coming down all the time, doesn't it?
Well, it does.
The youth in the under 105 men's yesterday's. You think, goodness, how young can they get?
We are seeing more and more younger lifters breaking records and being there or thereabouts. However, a lot of these younger lifters, if they're peaking at that kind of age, don't seem to have very long careers. It is still possible, as I proved this year, to be improving at the age of 35. So it really is very much an individual thing, and when people mature and develop. So some will develop young, as we saw yesterday with a 17-year-old in the men's 105 breaking youth world records. Some phenomenal weights from young lifters. And
well, this woman, 21 years old, Son of Korea, 141 in her opener, and she is steadily improving.
She is, drives the bar to arm's length with ease, hardly needs to move the feet forwards and backwards very far at all. Usually as an athlete is under more pressure with the maximum weights. Recovered well from her toes there. Hardly moves at all. As the weight gets heavier, you'd expect the athlete to move further forwards, further back, so they can drop their body weight that bit lower.
This will be interesting. Third and final lift from Anastasia Lysenko of Ukraine, a junior, 19 years old. She does the power jerk. Ooh, a little awkward in the clean. 142, and power jerks it again. So much power in those legs.
Oh, I'm just questioning why she's power jerking, why not split? Because you can see there just how far she has to make the bar travel to receive it in an overhead position. By splitting forwards and backwards would mean she doesn't have to drive as low, as high, therefore can lift more weight. Clean looks strong enough. I think she could do a lot more with a slightly different technique.
You know, it would be interesting to see her go up another few kilos. What breaks first, the clean or the jerk?
I think it would be the jerk. I think she'd end up throwing her hips back too far, dropping her chest.
So the competition continues, and we have 6 athletes who've yet to take their first lift. Here's one of them, Konovalova of Russia, 24 years old, coming in at 145, sits in 5th after the snatch with 120. She's down from her best though. 20 kilos down from her very best in the clean and jerk here.
A bit soft in the right elbow. She should be okay. Oh yeah, 145. She's had 20k down. She's done a 165. That was last year, so I can only assume that she's had some kind of injury problem which has put her out of training for her to be this far down on her best. It's such a light body weight. They were phenomenal personal best lifts. Just a little shy of them today. Harady of Egypt, first attempt, 145. And incidentally, her best is 145.
Obviously things feeling good backstage.
Good extension, stands up with ease, adjusts the hands to that wider grip position to make the jerk easier. 145, equal best. She's quite clearly done more than this in training for her to be starting so heavy. Just shaking off a bit of dizziness. Bar sits heavy on your windpipe, it's hard to get the oxygen in.
Powers out of the bottom position easily, just extends the arm out on the bar to make it a little wider, make it easier to jerk overhead. She'll have 2 more lifts left as Perez Rivero comes out for her 3rd and final. And it would be really nice to see her get this, having not done so well in the snatch. This would be fractionally, but not fractionally, 3 kilos above her personal best. So a big increase for her.
Everyone not so tidy on the clean, really using up her body more than necessary. But it's there. Can she stand still? She's got the down signal, 3 kilo personal best. And after all the commotion before she came on the platform for the clean and jerk, she's done well to stay focused.
And suddenly it's a good day at the office for her. It's only 98 kilos, which is reasonably light for the supers. So going up to about 1.5 times body weight here. And a lot of the work done on her right leg. Seems to be ever so slightly lopsided, which is, of course, found out when you're right up at your extreme weights. You always imagine the human body has in 2 halves is imperfection, but you'll see discrepancies come out in weightlifting here. And
right on her toes, did well to sit back and have the legs to stand.
147 and sticks it overhead. Struggled with 141, really struggled there, but well, if she can get it up, she can jerk it. That was impressive.
Right smile after that one. She was lucky to get away with it, had to work hard right from the word go, heavy off the floor, quick up and under, on her toes, manages to stand with it. And just see how short and sharp the jerk is. The dip is very short, uses the whip on the bar nicely. Good overhead.
Konovalova coming out for her second. She's going for 150. You can see how tall she is, just in comparison to her coaches. Long-armed as well. She certainly overcomes it with extreme athleticism. I bet she's got a good vertical leap.
Well, most of these athletes will have very, very powerful in the glutes and quads. Be very quick as well, over 20-30 meters on a sprint.
And that was definitely more convincing than the first effort. She's pleased.
Does take a lot out of you. She's not looking overly comfortable. Looks like she's limping a fraction. Maybe this is the injury that she's had that's hampered her training and preparation. Pulls her onto her toes, good extension. She jumps forwards to rectify that earlier problem. Dip and drive to arm's length, so tall. A long way for the bar to go. She has to be good technically to compensate for those long levers.
I did say earlier in the warm-up room backstage, she did look rather pensive and a little worried about something, and that's maybe it. There's maybe a little niggle deep inside somewhere. As the Egyptian striding onto the stage, 150, she nailed the personal best in her opener. This 5 kilos up. Still 4 competitors to join in. The 2 Thais, the Chinese, and Katrina, the Russian.
Ooh, nearly went out the back door. Oh no. If you watch when she lands that jerk, her right elbow wasn't totally locked. And as she started to recover, that elbow just collapsed on her. It's a shame.
It is a real shame, yes. She's not far away from getting that.
Yeah, here, throws her shoulders a long way back. If you watch that from the side, you'll see her lower back is in a vulnerable position. Just the hands, watch her right elbow. Then it straightens there, comes back out of lock. She's done all the hard work, what a shame.
Song Young-hee, 150, just 3 kilos up. She looked like she was getting close to the limit with the last one. So sensible, it's just a very small increase.
Was better, landed on flat feet. No, not enough leg drive. Committed, got her body fully under the bar, hence why she dropped it behind.
Maybe just not quite enough rest as well. She was so maximal in her second effort at 1:47 that I think she probably could have done with maybe another minute, 2 minutes just to recover.
Not quite to arm's length.
Konovalova, a little bit of chalk on her hands, just to fight the sweat, make sure she sticks to the bar. So this would take her up to 155. She leads the clean and jerk at the moment with 150. And then, as I said before, still 4 to come in. The 2 ties expected at 160 and then 178 and above for the Chinese and the other Russian.
She's hardly had any recovery here. 2 lifters were gone since her previous attempt, but they were on and off the platform very quickly, so she's really still going to be recovering. Good clean. No problems. 3 from 3. 10 kilos down on her personal best, but obviously hampered by some kind of injury. That's some good lifting.
Yeah, she's very strong in the legs. In fact, some good videos of her different online sites, doubling 200 kilos in the front squat, which is amazing at her body weight, 88 kilograms. You see, she needs all that leg power. She has a narrow grip to drive it overhead. So the Egyptian, her third and final. 155, she's gone up another 5 kilograms. This is brave lifting. It'll take her up to second in the overall. Oh, just missed it. Never mind. Oh, a little hobble off stage there. 145 looks so good as well for a personal best. And well, for Haridi, she still sits in 4th position in the clean and jerk. I'm sure she'll get bumped down pretty soon. We have 4 competitors, remember, still to join in, and all of those who've already joined in previously have finished now. So 4 lifters have 3 attempts. 141, the best clean and jerk from the B group. We've surpassed that by a long way now with Konovalova hitting 155. There's the first of the ties. So she's brought her start down from 160 to 156.
Well, a solid opening attempt. Again, Ken Jantuk, 156. She's in the competition, has a total. Now she can really open up, and let's see what she's capable of.
Ken Janchuk did 122 in the snatch. And again, that was, I think, a mistake from the coaches, having done 120 in her opener, then to 122, then up to 128 in her third and final. And it has left her a long way behind the other top 3 lifters, or top 4 lifters. That's certainly cemented her right up in first place at the moment, with 3 other competitors still to join this clean and jerk competition. This is the other tie. Pulsab Sakal 158, so she too has slightly brought down her starting weight. Perhaps not surprising, 161 is her personal best. She gets this, she'll guarantee herself an overall medal.
Well, it's there. Just taking a minute to steady her feet, bringing them back in line. The referees will not give you the down signal until you are stationary and feet are in line.
Well, up to 290 kilos, the total now. That's her in the lead of this World Championships, having got that good lift in. I say guarantee herself. She is so far ahead of the other tie after the snatch, and now in the lead of the clean and jerk, that really the big 3 are out on their own now, and we're still waiting for the other 2 to join in, Meng and Kashrina. So Kenjan Chuk, were she to want to get up onto the podium to beat her Thai compatriot, she'd have to actually go up 13 kilos here, up to 160 plus. Sorry, 170 plus. Instead, 159.
That's a good lift. I tell you what, Kenjan Tuk is trying to do. That's 159, 1 kilo above her teammate. She's trying to get herself a medal on the clean and jerk. She's just going to follow whatever her teammate does, increase it by 1 kilo to take the lead, and hope that her teammate makes a mistake. Problem is, she's only got 1 attempt remaining.
Yes, and she's the heavier woman by 8 kilograms. So exactly right, she has to go 1 kilogram more rather than just do the same. And well, 162 is what Pulsab Sakal has called for, and that would therefore mean that this woman would have to go to 163, which would be a big ask. Another 4 kilograms. She's getting close to the limit there. Pulsab Sakal then. For her, this isn't so much about the clean and jerk. She wants to try and extend her overall lead. Put some pressure perhaps on Meng and Kashrina, who are still to come. Probably not Kashrina, but perhaps Meng.
Oh, very nice lifting. Just stand still. Makes it look effortless. I always think if you pull really horrible faces, it makes the weight feel lighter, but she seems to smile through it. That's a personal best by 1 kilo. Still 1 attempt remaining. Her teammate now needs 163.
Yes, they have similar abilities in the clean and jerk. Pulsab Sakal, though, carrying forward that 10 kilo advantage from the snatch, which is why she's so far ahead in the total. And now the one reply that Kenjan Chuk has, she's gone 1 kilo heavier for that reason we just explained. She's the heavier woman, and this would put her back into first place in the clean and jerk. Pulsab Sakal will have 1 attempt left, and then the other 2. Bounced nicely out the bottom.
Well, that's a 3 kilo personal best, puts her ahead of her teammate. She's in a medal position at the moment. With 2 lifters still to come, you'd have to put money on them taking gold and silver. But it's going to be all over now to her teammate Pulsab Sakal, to try and take that medal away. Really
yes, I mean, Pulsab Sakal, the Chinese still haven't brought down their Clean and jerk is still up at 178. Kashvina up at 185. So this is now the battle between Thailand, because we saw Pulsab-Sakal was struggling at 162. So maybe 164 here. Just a kilo up on this. That would be sensible, I think.
Oh, she's gone 165. She only needs 164 to...
This is a mistake, I think.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, the Thai coaches have made a few errors.
Maybe they're happy with the guaranteed bronze overall. Maybe this is for personal reasons, saying that her previous attempt did look comfortable.
As if she misses this, Kenjan Chuk will be guaranteed a medal as well. Pulsab-Sakal, of course, has one from the snatch.
Oh, that was a bit harder. Needs to really drive, move her feet nice and wide. No, bars on a windpipe. There's not much you can do when you see black and you go dizzy. And there's a teammate.
Yes, Kenjan Chuk has guaranteed herself for the bronze. At worst, of course, because Meng and Kashvina could yet bomb in the clean and jerk. But those two big names still to come into this competition, and it's Meng who's hanging in the wings.
Oh, working so hard with the clean, bar and a windpipe. Just took too much out of her.
So Su Ping Meng from China has dropped her entry to 170. Remember, she has owned the clean and jerk record in the past, the world record. 188 she's done. And Tatiana Kashvina took it off her. Kashvina still to follow. And I think Meng may well do all three lifts in a row here. That was easy enough.
Well, I think that's one lift in the competition to secure the total, to secure the silver medal overall. Is she going to take sensible jumps, or is she now going to go for it and put something silly on the bar to try and stay with Kashvina? Wouldn't that be a great end to the competition?
I mean, you have to. I mean, the way she stood up with this.
There's nothing on the bar.
I mean, it was quicker than nothing. It almost pinged her out the bottom. It was so quick. And she's done 188. Now, she looks like she could be in that form again. You're absolutely spot on, Michaela. She just went out there and did an easy lift to guarantee that silver medal in the overall at the World Championships. So boosting the Chinese medal count, and of course the overall is the most important. But will Kashvina do something similar? Will she come out and maybe just do 180 to be safe and still break the overall total world record because of that enormous snatch she did earlier at 155, destroying the old world record? So this is how it stands in the clean and jerk. Meng Su Ping has two lifts left. And well, it's flashed up at 180. That's the news for Meng, and that would still be below Kashvina's opening weight of 185 that she's posted.
If Kashvina had that kind of approach, I think we would have seen it on the snatch. Instead of taking a 141 to guarantee the gold, she stuck to her game plan and went for the 145 because she believed she was in good shape for the world records. Let's hope we see the same again. Just taking a minute to herself. Tatiana in picture now. She's finished her warm-up, is just waiting for Meng to take her second and maybe third attempt before we see her on the platform. She's ready though, so if Meng suddenly decides to put her weight up, Tatiana is ready.
She never gives much away, Kashvina, even after a world record. Incredibly focused athlete. Now, Meng Su Ping, 8 kilograms down on her personal best, her old world record. Before that was extended on by Kashvina, and actually Zhu of China holds it now at 192. And that'll no doubt be the focus for Kashvina. So 10 kilos up on her first, 180 kilograms.
Wow, that was super impressive. 10 kilos up, and it still looked comfortable after the clean. Just, yeah, really adjusting her chin and head back out of the way to create a really big platform with the shoulders, enabling that bar to drive straight overhead. Look how easy she stands up. A couple of steps forward to steady herself. Easy drive to arm's length. I think we're going to see an attempt bigger than Katarina's first.
Yeah, I mean, the one annoying thing, in a way, for Meng, she had to secure with 170 the silver medal. As Katarina is coming in now, and she has such a lead from the snatch, Katarina, that if she gets even one lift in, she's going to be the world champion, surely. And this, if she does it, is it 185 she's going for? If it is, then this will give her the new total world record. She'll up it to 335 from 334. And, well... So it'll go all the way up to 340. Only needed 180 to get the record. Wow. She's actually just annihilated by 6 kilograms.
That's
and
a world record by 6 kilos on the total.
That's unbelievable, actually. You think about it. Of course, she was just so impressive in the snatch. 155, beating the old world record there by 4 kilograms. I mean, what a head start.
Well, just taking a nice slow walk off the platform, not celebrating, not smiling just yet. She still has 2 attempts remaining, and I tell you now, there's one record that's eluding her, and that's the clean and jerk. She's within touching distance. That's 185 secured. She needs 193. I just wonder, you know, if the Chinese coaches here are playing games by putting Meng in at 190. Will that force Katarina to only go 191 to guarantee the gold on the jerk, as opposed to going for world record?
I'm not sure whether the Russians would do that, because the clean and jerk gold, I mean, although it counts towards the medal tally, it is one of the small golds, isn't it? She's already pretty much guaranteed herself the world title. She's 20 kilos ahead of Meng. So Meng Suping of China coming out for her third and final. It's 2 kilos above her old world record, which was cruelly snatched away from her by Katarina, well, 2 years ago now, but Katarina's lost that world record since. It's all the way up at 192. So we are 2 kilograms down on the world record, but this will put Meng into the lead of the clean and jerk.
Oh, that was more testing. Caught it on her toes. Never going to recover from that position. What a shame.
Well, we can safely say now that Meng Suping is the silver medalist across the board. 140 in snatch, 180 in clean and jerk. Couldn't do a new personal best in the clean and jerk, but her total of 320 is 26 kilos ahead of bronze and Thailand. And now the woman out on her own. She's already therefore won the clean and jerk with 185. She's going for 193. She might as well. She's got 2 attempts to beat the world record in the clean and jerk that the Chinese took at the Asian Games with Zhu Lulu, who isn't here to reply to this. So Katarina, Russia, will have all 3 world records in the women's supers if she nails this. And this is the most nervous we've seen. She didn't look nervous at all with the snatch world record attempts.
Well, it's there. 193. That's the heaviest weight ever lifted by a female lifter. 193, new clean and jerk world record, and a huge increase on the total world record. Another 8 kilos on it. That's 348 on the total.
So Tatiana Kashrina, new total world record here at the World Championships in Kazakhstan. And let's look at it again. She just pings out of the bottom, so strong in the legs. And it makes you ask the question, is 200 kilograms possible for a woman? For Kashrina, I'd say yes, though sadly today, she's not going to go for it. She has scratched from the competition, having only done all of the world records. 155 in the snatch, 4 kilos over her best previously, now 193, taking back the clean and jerk world record from the Chinese. And the total record, well, was 334, now 348. 14 kilos up, monstrous increase. What a performance.
Well, what a shame Zhu's not here. She's probably almost certainly at home watching this on the TV, watching the live scoreboard to see if that record was going to